Right then, this is just a quick look at the rig for you. I've got it, the camera on the tripod at the moment. I just wanted to give you a nice static look so you can have a good look round. If I move over, then we can see everything that I've done. We've got the hard drive in the bottom. Obviously we've got the graphics card, got the D14 in there, the Noctua fans, but what I want to do, you'll hear me walk back round, is just grab you off the camera quick and then I'll bring you in and show you. Trying to do this all by hand. You can see the lights have gone funny now because I'm stood in front of it, but again we've got the power supply put round that way. And this is the 850 watt version, again with the power supply fan pointed upwards. Something I did think of, which I've never actually mentioned, I do it automatically when I build these rigs, is once I've got the power supply in, I actually put a bit of kitchen roll over the top of the fan, just in case you drop a screw in there or something. And that's a good tip if you want to put your power supply in that way. It's also good if you do any maintenance, like taking the graphics card out or anything. It just takes 2 seconds and it can save you having to take your whole power supply out to jiggle it around to get the bolt out. There's the 128GB Kingston V Plus 100. I can just slide this out for you just to show you. Again, we've got it's a white SATA cable, which is hidden not very well this time underneath, but it's in there. I will be sending the cases with a couple of extra white SATA cables as well, in case the user wants to put any storage drives in. There's the, let's see if it focuses, HIS graphics cards, getting a lot of reflection off of the board. You can see I'm trying to keep the cables as tidy as I could. Has been a bit more difficult with this one because I've gone about the fans in a different way. Got two of the Noctuas exhausting at the back here. And then we've got the main heatsink. Obviously the uber sexy, uber exclusive Mushkin RAM. And then we've got the can you see it? Oh, I'll move out the way. There we go. Gigabyte X58 UD3R, which is all in there. And there's not really a massive amount to show you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick you back on the tripod now. Well, actually, I'll do it now while you're here. Now, the wires aren't as tidy on this one. You can see that we've got this massive batch here, and I'll explain why. It's because I've got, rather than with the fans that were on the previous case that we did, the cooling ones, I've actually set the Noctuas up all with reducers, and so that the fan speed will be static. So obviously you end up with this massive cables and reducer, sort of like resistor cables. Now, I've done as much as I can to kind of hide everything. Come back a bit so you can see. Clip stuff up. Technically I could braid these all in, but obviously, do you know what I mean, we'd be here forever. It's not a kind of show off mod rig. Once the side panel's on, you're not going to see hardly any of that, and it's just a bit harder where there is so many more cables and stuff hanging around all over the place. I could have made it tidier if it wasn't for all those reducers, but I've clipped up and done the best I can. This is the spare, because the power supply comes with two 8-pins, so you've got the 4-4 split and you've got a native 8-pin, and it's a native 8-pin I've put in. And also I've put the 8-pin, as I've suggested in other videos, up through the CPU socket, because there isn't anything up there, and what you'd have to do is go through the middle cable routing hole and then push it along the top of the case. So with this one, I just did the old trick of going up through the back of the cutout, and I put the cable in there beforehand, put the motherboard in, and then clipped it all in. It just makes it a little bit tidier. But yeah, it's not the most super tidy cabling on this one. It's one of those things that it does annoy me, but without spending so much more time on it, I wouldn't be able to get it. I wouldn't be able to get happy with it. So I've got to get to a point now where it's tidy enough. Once the side's on, you're not going to be able to see it, and then just try and forget about it and get on with it. Alright, I'm going to cut this bit off here now, and I'm going to get the rig ready, and then I'll give you a video on the performance and the temperatures and the noise and everything like that. Right then guys, this is the first part of this stability testing. It's going to be done in 2 stages, and I'm going to explain why. I just want to show you something down here for the time being. The bottom temperature is the one that you need to take note of, 21.9 degrees. That's the temperature in the room at this present moment in time. If I move the clock out of the way, you can also see, although it was on the bottom of the clock, I'll show you on the PC as well, that it's actually 5 to 1 in the morning on the 5th of January. Right, now we go into, I'm sorry about my tripod's terrible. You can see the actual percentage on the CPU flicking around. It's just coming to the end of a unit. It should kick back up to 100% now. That's where it's got to an hour. There you go, we've got over an hour, and it's gone back up to 100. Now I'm using OCCT on this at the moment, but I'm using Linpack. Now Linpack will stress the back end out of your computer like nothing else. It will make it hotter, and it will make it stress it so much more than any other program. It'll also use a lot more memory as well, which is great. Now these are absolute worst case scenario temperatures. You will not get to this point with normal PC use. As you can see, we've had an 85 degree, 83, 80 maximum. Now, I want to go across, and I'm going to show you the clock. So there we've got a 1.36 volts, actually set to 1.4 in the BIOS, for 4.2 gigahertz, and that's 21 times 200. Now, you're all thinking, oh my god, 85 is really hot, and do you know what I mean, how is that going to be good? Well, the rig is set to be completely silent, so I wanted to stress it. Now this is just to make sure that it's 110% stable. What I'm going to do, we know the time is now 5 to 1. I'm now going to run an hour of prime, and we'll see what temperatures that prime gets to over the next hour, and then you'll see, so we'll do an hour of prime. And then what we'll do as well, we'll go into the gameplay and the other benchmarks. So you'll see a max temperature for OCCT with Linpack, sorry. And you'll see a maximum temperature for prime, and then I'll show you a temperature for normal gameplay use. Literally, I've used OCCT on this one on purpose just to show you how much difference there can be in heat and actual usage between the stability tools. And OCCT is what I used to use with the old TTL Customs rigs to make sure that they were absolutely bomb-proof. You can leave this running overnight now and it will not crash. But anyway, I'm going to do a quick run, like I said, for the next hour on prime. Right then guys, it's an hour later. You can see prime's running there. I'll zoom you in on the clock again and the core speed, but if we zoom straight over here, I really need a new tripod. There we go, we can see the temperatures there, and this is still with the case all set up for silence. What I'm going to do is pop you off the tripod and walk you in straight away. I'll take the zoom out, there we go, right. This is so that you can hear the fans here. Come down. Now this is blanked off, but camera's not quite focusing in close lately. Anyway, if I come around the back of the rig as well. What you need to bear in mind is when you're stood back, actually looking at the rig and at the clocks, you can't hear it at all, but by the time you had audio on, everything as well, you're just not going to hear it at all. So another as good as silent rig. Obviously we have got the volts up quite high, which is why the temperatures are a bit high, but it's perfect, it's 100% stable, but also rather than just sitting at 4 gigahertz, which it would do at 1.25 volts, I went that little bit further, got 4.2, and yeah, all lovely jubbly stable. Now it's time to go in and do some games and stuff and get some real use on it. There's your score for 3D Mark Vantage, guys. Just a smidgen below 20k. 26,000 on the CPU score. Obviously that's a lot less because the CPU's doing PhysX, so we've got a ATI graphics card. And then you've got 18,500 GPU score because it's just a stock 6950. Right, let's move on to the next one. I'm going to run Heaven next. Here's a quick run on Heaven, guys. Just open the benchmark and click start. Not made any changes to it. And there you go. That's your score for Unigine Heaven. Right then, guys, Rune Crisis, and I've come from a completely different angle to what I normally do. We're playing it with enthusiast settings, and we are on 4 times AA. I've come from this side because I'm going to try and take 2 of the helicopters out. The one that normally lands on this side of the island, and then also the one that flies along the other side. Let's see if we can get away with it. Right, give it one of them, and then we'll give it a load of these. I can normally get it with these. We'll just give it that instead. I don't care if I die, I want to get that other helicopter. Oh, it's coming back. Right. I sometimes forget I'm still on camera. Right, it's been a load of these all over the place. And the reason why is, I can just go back in here and grab some more. Right, I'm going to take a load of these because I need them. Right. I'm so gonna get killed. Do 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 do. No. Where's it gone? There it is. Got the tank! Right. That's enough of me messing about. We'll go and we'll have a quick look. I know we only played a short burst of Crisis. Just want to show you the temperatures. Oh, kick the tripod. Right. There we go. We've had a maximum on one of the cores of 57 degrees while playing Crisis. 73 on the graphics card. And then you can see down there, still 4.2 GHz overclock. 1.36 volts. All lovely jubbly, but the rig is still silent. Now, let's get rid of that. Because obviously that is one sexy logo, but what I'm going to do is get this all wrapped up. Right then guys, 1 second. Helps if I turn the other light on. Right, it's, what is it now? It's now 20 to 4 in the morning. I really should be getting my head down to get some sleep. But after the lunacy of Sandy Bridge, I finally got back on to getting everything sorted out with the competition cases. This is the second prize for the competition, and the NZXT Phantom is now quite deservedly the first place prize with the 970 and everything else. If you don't know anything about the competition and you're finding this for the first time, because we have had a sudden influx of subscribers because of Sandy Bridge, then just go to the channel and look for the full specs of the competition there. Once the first place rig is built, I will then make the decision when we're going to open the competition again, because I had to postpone it, A, for Sandy Bridge, and B, because we got let down pretty badly with one of the cases. But godsend, good old Quiet PC stepped in and dug us out of it and got this case sent to us with, well, in less than 24 hours after I spoke to them. So, massive thank you again to Paul at Quiet PC. I am pretty tired, but I'm going to get this video rendered, and then once it's rendered I'm going to upload it so it's on YouTube for you all as soon as possible. I do feel like I need another cup of coffee, and I know I'm starting to ramble, but let's just run over the specs of the second prize rig. It's all based around a Fractal R3, and obviously it's in the Arctic White. Then we've got a Gigabyte UD3R V2, we've got a Intel i7 950 at 4.2 GHz, We've got 6 GB of custom Mushkin RAM running in 1600 MHz at 68624. There's a HIS 6950. 6950. Yeah, I am there. 6950 graphics card. There is a 128 GB Kingston V Plus 100 solid state drive in there. There's an NZXT 850 watt power supply. And there's, oh see, I'm completely frazzled. There's a Noctua NHD14 heatsink in there, and we've also swapped all the fans out for Noctua 120mm fans, which is why the rig is still pushing an enormous amount of air, but it's actually still running silently. So, this will be a powerhouse of a rig for anyone, but we need to remember this is the second place rig, and we've still got the biggest and the best one to come. So, make sure you check back, and I will be back with an update for you on the first prize rig, and I may also let you know when we're going to open the competition as well, as soon as I possibly can. But for now, at least, this is a completely frazzled Tiny Tom Logan out.